Since time immemorial, the Bhil Adivasis have been living in the forest fringes of Narmada district in Gujarat. With that came a natural dependency on forest resources to meet their livelihood needs. But until very recently, they and other such tribal communities were considered illegal encroachers in the eyes of the law.
Britishers decided that we would nationalize forests. So in British controlled areas, the forests were nationalized. At that time of enactment of forests, nationalizing forest and transferring all this land to the forest department, the rights of the individuals were not properly recognized. After independence, when all the princely state forests were transferred to forest department, suddenly all rights were seized.
Over the decades, these forests have come to legally belong to the forest department, while tribals like the Bhil Adivasis, although its original inhabitants didn't get property rights or land titles. Those like Govindbhai Wasawa and his family have in the past been at the receiving end of harassment by forest officials. Their farming tools would be seized and the threat of eviction would always be looming over them. The enactment of a landmark legislation in 2006 sought to redress this historical injustice. The Forest Rights Act, passed after repeated protests by tribal groups, activists, and NGOs, is based on the principle that the rights of tribal communities that make up 9% of India's total population need to be recognized in protected areas. Under the provisions of the Act, any tribal individual or community can claim property rights over forest land if they can prove that they have been living and cultivating there since before 2005. Although in the best interests, this involves a tedious procedure of filing claims and gathering evidence. Over the years, many cases have been rejected primarily because of lack of sufficient evidence. As of August 2018, the total number of rejected claims stood at 19.34 lakh.
Most of the authorities, district and subdivisional authorities, insist for documentary evidence in the form of forest department receipt or something like that. In many of the places, most of the Gram Sabhas were not aware because this act is very complicated and the tasks to be carried out by Gram Sabhas are also very complicated. And unless, because field verification is not an easy job. You go there, record everything, take statements. These things most of the people have not done here. આપણે ફેરફાર કરીએ છીએ પદ્ધતિ બદલીએ છીએ ડાંગરની પદ્ધતિ જે વાવેલી ડાંગર હતી એની જગ્યાએ રોપેલી ડાંગરમાં અમે જે છે એના લીધે ઉત્પાદન વધે એને લીધે આવક વધે એના લીધે પછી જે છે તે
In Govindbhai's village, however, the residents and the Gram Sabha have been following a model that ensures three outcomes. The evidence collection procedure is scientific, the evidence collected is accurate, and the verification process is transparent and objective. They do this through the creation of maps by overlapping satellite images and GPS data. Facilitated by Arch Vahini, Gram Sabhas of more than 250 villages have been trained to better understand and perform their tasks under the Forest Rights Act.
किसी के सामने या फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट या कुछ भी अधिकारी जो ऑफिस के लोग होते हैं उसके सामने बोलने का किसी को वो ही नहीं था, उससे डरते ही थे। इसीलिए क्योंकि किसी को माहिती नहीं मिलती ना कि ये काम ऐसे होता है, ये काम ऐसे होता है, कोई माहिती देने वाला ही नहीं था, तो इसलिए ऑफिस में ही कोई लोग जाता ही नहीं था। फॉरेस्ट एक्ट जब 2006 में आया तो हमारे यहाँ का सभी लोगों को ये हुआ कि अभी हमको कुछ तो हमको ये प्रूफ मिलेगा कि हम खेती कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि पहले कोई प्रूफ के बिना वो फॉरेस्ट वाले भी नहीं करने देंगे और हमको भी करेंगे तो थोड़ा ऐसा लगता था कि हमारे पास कोई प्रूफ नहीं तो हम खेती कैसे कर सकते हैं।
20 27-year-old Makta Bhai Wasawa leads the village-level institution that looks after the initial verification of claims. Like him, many others have learned the use of GPS, helped map plots of land, and calculate exact land areas. The GPS findings are then superimposed with satellite image data from 2005 with Archvahini's assistance. These maps are then used as evidence in the submission of claims.
Use of technology for verification of claims is a very controversial issue. Most of the groups are opposed to it because most of the groups feel that this would take the decision-making process away from the Gram Sabhas to somebody sitting far away in air-conditioned offices, and so people would be cut off from these things. What this Narmada experience shows is that if the communities themselves can start using this technology, they can bolster their claim, they can show that their claims are genuine, very demonstratively so, not just by that whatever they are saying, they can show it, and they can use it not only for in support of their claims, they can use it to even challenge the wrongful use of technology by the government.
Out of 120 claims submitted from Sagai village, all of them were verified and approved by the committees. The Gram Sabha of Sagai was also successful in winning community forest rights, which enabled them to collect and sell commercially viable forest produce like bamboo and medicinal plants. This has opened up sustainable income generating avenues for the community.
हमने 2016-17 में वो बाम्बू है ना, वो बाम्बू जेके पेपर मिल सोनगढ़ में हमको यहाँ से दिया था, सिर्फ सूखे बाम्बू दिए थे। तब हमको उस टाइम पे 7 लाख रुपये के हमने बेचे थे, और 7 लाख रुपये में से जो मजदूरी की थी जिन लोगों ने उसको हमने 3 लाख रुपया जैसे दिया।
जे वहाँ कंपार्टमेंट में कहीं पर ये कंपार्टमेंट हमारा सीमा तो साकड़ी न पण रेंज सो गए लागे।
The ripple effects of what's happening in Sagai village can already be seen across Gujarat, where the state-level committee has selected Narmada district as a pilot project for verifying FRA claims. World over too, it is now accepted that conservation without coexistence with forest dwellers is virtually impossible.
FRA is looked as tribal rights sort of an act, welfare act, and not as an environment protection act. Most of the people don't think. But once you recognize their rights over the lands, and then you realize initially they had no incentive to improve that land because there was no sort of a stability. They were cultivating these lands under the constant threat of eviction. So they had no sort of a long-term view. They could not afford any long-term view. The FRA, if properly implemented, is not only beneficial for tribal welfare and tribal rights, but is also beneficial for environment and forest.